Well, there's good news and bad news. The bad news is I normally give horrible evaluations, so thanks. But the good news is that I used Jess's evaluation form today, and so I think I feel a little more organized. So some of you that hadn't given an evaluation yet, you want to talk to Jess if you're feeling nervous about it. It's definitely very helpful. But the opening of your speech, we'll just go through your speech. The opening of your speech I thought was very energetic, and it got me engaged right away. We talked on the phone, and some of your objectives, you wanted to have, you've done this before as a cup of coffee kind of story you said, and so you wanted to be able to take it to the next level and kind of turn it into a little bit more of a speech. And so the question was, do you have enough detail? And I think you definitely did. And so you showed a really good structure of kind of basically what you were doing and how you could help a company. And you wanted it to seem like it's going to be a sales pitch, but you didn't want it to be too salesy. Was basically. So I think basically the message I got from this and what you do for companies is it's a message about how to improve a company's production by basically turning your leaders into players, coaches. And that's what I took away from it. Is that. And so when you went through, I'll go through a couple positives and negatives here. You explained, I thought you did a really good job of storytelling, and you explained the method that you use to improve the company's production very well. You did a great job of explaining who Tom is. I had a great picture of who Tom is and how he's a great leader and everything, but there's a manager I had in the past that came to mind when you started talking about, when you interviewed some of the people and they said that they were always afraid that Tom was going to yell at them. And so they didn't have a very good relationship with Tom. And Abe Kalka, my first fitness manager, came to mind. And what we always described him as that he was reactive before we had a chance to be proactive. And so that's what I thought of when you described Tom. So I think you really painted a really good picture to him. So that's probably right on about how he is. And so the whole point of the message was that he needed to get to know the people more. So he needed to be more, use the phrase hearts and minds a lot in your speech. And I thought that worked out pretty well. So what I think I would like to know, you identified the problem of maybe what, and you took him aside, you did some talking with him, how you can change, and you gave him a 3-week challenge, but then you never really told us the result of that challenge. I mean, you did a little bit, but I'd like to know how Abe Kalka changed, how he changed the way he treated his employees, and how the employees changed the way they responded to him. You did a little bit, but I think you could go into that a little bit more. Now to evaluate the speaker. I thought you always have great energy, and the storytelling is always great. Some things I think what you do, the hearts and minds of the workforce. You said that several times, and to me, it's just, I don't know what it is, if it's too smart of a term or what, but I need it written in crayon a little more. It needs to be more simplified to me. To me, that's just a little too much. The hearts and minds of the workforce, basically what you're meaning is, you need to pay attention to your employees more, and you need to stop being so reactive before they have a chance to do their job. So listen to what they have to say, listen to how they feel. I feel like that's really the point you want to get across. And so you could dumb it down a little bit more, and it would actually, people would get it better. And so I feel like if there's one thing you could take away from my evaluation, that's what I think it would be. So you could dumb it down just a little bit, and so change hearts and minds of the workforce down just a little bit to really get your message direct. Thanks.